oh shit, the timekeepers are Cro-Mags. And if you don't know what Cro-Mags are, then you haven't seen that show Sliders from the 90s when they were going through different dimensions, and they called it sliding. They would slide to different dimensions and had to deal with each problem on the new world, on the new planet Earth. And the Cro-Mags happened to be from a different planet Earth, but they were a lot more advanced, somewhat like the timekeepers. Something like that, and we find out the show's got something to do with interdimensional travel and shit like that. Anyway, it reminds me of that show, just in case you didn't know. Anyway, both of the Torus, they arrived at the place at the same time. So the timekeepers both give them the Rubik's cubes, and then the timekeepers put them up on game. They come out wearing like with a Shizune disguise, and tells them what happened. They said that we're trying to save your world. That's weird. Then they said that what happened is both of the worlds at the same time discovered how to travel to different dimensions. They built a cross time in Ben 10's terminology. They built a cross time machine. Instead of traveling throughout time, which they already can do, they got a machine that can take you to different dimensions. So they were freely traveling through each person's world, and they said that a war broke out. And our Toru says, why would they fight? There's no reason to fight. And the other Toru, who's about that life, we see little flashes. And he was born in the damn world, in a war. He knows what it is. He comes from that shit. That's part of him. It's ingrained in him. He knows what it is on the battlefield. So he said it doesn't take a good reason for two worlds to go to war. He said all it takes is for one of them to say, I want what you have. And he's absolutely right. So the girl says that we can save one. So we pit you two together, you people together. We pitted you people against each other in order to decide the fate of one of the worlds. One of the worlds had to be destroyed, and to keep that world from destroying the other world. Now, this was like a suspense building episode. Why? You can't trust anything she says. Why? Because I don't know which world she's from. They said that they're from the future. Which future? You said that you didn't tell us where you're from. You just told us when you're from. Okay, you're from the future. Which planet are you from? The Warren planets? Or are you from a different planet? Are you from a different dimension? It's no way to sit there and plus they haven't been forthcoming with information until now. So there's no real way for them to trust them. They never did trust them. In my eyes, they could be a third world that wants to take what the other worlds have, but they're gridlocked, and they said, well, we're more advanced. What we can do is travel in time, destroy one of the worlds, and then we can just take over one. Instead of losing to both, we can just take one. I'm not sure if that's true, but there's no way to determine that that's not the case. She never said that she was from one of the worlds. And if the worlds got destroyed, how badly were they destroyed? Were they destroyed as in literally they were blown up and there's really no planets left? Because if that's the case, they're not from neither one. And they seem too impartial to either one. So my theory is they're not even from the either one of those worlds. So if they're not from either one of those worlds, why would they want to save them? It just doesn't make sense. So you come from a completely separate universe and you care what happens to these other universes? And if you are from that same world, why wouldn't you care about which one is destroyed? And on top of that, they said that the war was tampering with the space-time continuum, and that's why people were disappearing. and they knew who it was going to be and when and things of that nature. They were so accurate. Who's to say that you're not causing this to happen in order to get people to believe you, in order to have this war, in order to end one of the worlds? You said that you wanted to save the world by destroying one. Now, that does make sense in certain situations, but that also plays a hand in, for instance, we didn't trust you before. We thought you might want to, let's say we might have thought you wanted to destroy the planet, one of the planets, or our planet. And then you say, oh, I'm not here for that. I'm here to save it. But we got to destroy one. It makes it validates our previous thoughts of you actually having ulterior motives. So I don't know whether to believe her or not. I don't trust her. That's for damn sure. I think this episode did a very good suspense. It was very good suspense building. Because we got a little bit of information, but we don't know whether to follow it or not. We finally got to see the timekeepers, but they're hiding themselves. We finally got some theories as to what's getting ready to happen and what may play out. But we really don't know. So it's really just a lot of suspense. But I think it was actually good, and the way they did it was very, well executed. But anyway, go ahead and leave your comments. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5. Go ahead and leave your comments, like the video and subscribe, because I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke, and you got the power to change that. Peace.